Now we juniors, and now it's our time to get our names out there. We had fun as freshmen, just running around being little kids. Sophomore year was more serious because we wanted to impress our new coach. Now we are the players to come in. Now, what is your goals as a junior?
My goal as a junior was to be on the field as a starter. Uh, Special teams, I tasted special teams from sophomore, a little freshman. I think we all got in that game as freshmen, but I wanted to be on the field more. But still, once again, I'm at corner. I got my first start at corner against Ben Davis, and it was a great experience, and I enjoyed every second of it. Me and Eric Acevedo were corners that game, and it was just a fun experience being out there with those guys. And once again, that team that I was out there with, I mean, we had some monsters on that team. You know.
That team that year, my sophomore year, we were 1-8. That next year, we were 6-4.
Yeah.
Huge turnaround for the program, for Coach Richards, for myself, for our confidence. And what was so special about that team was that, as you know, the team was mostly juniors. We had Aaron Smith,
Yeah.
Rodney Reynolds, Eric Acevedo,
Yeah.
Vincent Palmer, D.R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Just to name a few seniors that really contribute. How did you personally feel about not only helping Coach Richards turn the program around, but being part of that change?
Man, we saw the movement in summer camps, and that right there set it off for us. We knew that Coach had a good thing going with this offense. This offense was like something we never seen. We just used to run, pass here, pass there. But this thing he brought in, open 600s. Everybody go deep first play of the game. It was tremendous, man. And we saw it when we went to the Creek Monique camps. We saw it at the Rensselaer camps, playing against Randall L. at Purdue. We saw that this was something that was building and was going to be special and powerful.
Also, our junior year, we got a new coach, and Coach Mason,
Yeah.
D coordinator. Uh, Coach Mason, shout out to Coach Mason.
Yeah.
What impact did Coach Mason bring to not only yourself but to the defense?
Coach Mason brought the craziness out of people. Coach Mason wanted you to go out there and be crazy just like he was. By all means, get the job done, have fun, but right now I need you to be a little bit crazy. Get out there. Even if you get a penalty, just hit somebody hard. Hey, do it. It'll feel good. That's the type of person Mason was. So, Mason, great asset to the coaching staff.
No doubt. Now, that junior season, we ended up having the first round sectionals against Crown Point. A real emotional game for us because of the history between Coach E and ourselves.
Yeah.
Did you have any? Of course, you wanted to win the game, but would that have meant more to you to beat Crown Point because of what happened with Coach E, or did you care at all?
What went on with Coach E really didn't affect me. Him and his brother, I mean, they were great coaches, and I would have loved to play for them as well. But what happened is what happened. My mindset is getting out there and beating whoever we play. It wasn't personal, like I want to beat them more because they say he left us how to drive, but it wasn't like that. It was a decision that he made based on what was best for him. So I understood that. So it wasn't personal at all, but I would have loved to beat him. Because that's who we had to play. Yeah. I want to keep playing. I never wanted the thing to end. And to play with Aaron Smith, it was just great because when me and Aaron first started bonding, it wasn't even bonding. I don't know what it was. Me and Aaron really didn't see eye to eye until one day we had a little run-in with each other. And, heck, I'm like 135 pounds and Aaron 220, so Aaron held me up, and after that he just took me under his wing. Yeah. So I didn't want that experience to end with none of those guys. So I wanted to beat Crown Point and whoever we had next week.
Gotcha. Now we seniors, and I remember Coach Richards brought the whole senior class. I don't remember it now, but we met in the weight room like we always do. And he really put in our heads that we really had something special going our senior year. It was the first time in a long time, not even 91, 92, but which were great teams. The first time in a long time he had multiple skill position athletes across the board. And it was something that we had to really focus on. And coach got us involved, like you said, in them 7-on-7 camps. We practiced outside from the weight room, we practiced on the field, everywhere. What did that do for you athletically?
For me, I played basically defense. I got in some plays on offense, but offense wasn't me. It was defense. What it did for me, it took my game to a higher level because the level of the complex offense that he ran, I had to really know my job as a free safety because now it's my senior year. I'm not playing corner. I'm playing free safety, and I'm loving every second of it. So I'm out there now. I'm either cover 2, cover 3, or we playing man, and I can't get lost. I have to know everything I have to do. And if you one step here, one step there with the offense that you guys ran, you beat every time. So it taught me how to, keep in my zone, keep an eye on that quarterback, but also have awareness around me as well.
Going to that senior year, we had a lot of expectations for us. This is the first time that we really, in the newspapers, ranked highly, because we had a lot of talent on that team. But we started the year off 0-2. We got mangled by Kokomo. We got beat by Terre Haute North. What is your thoughts going into that season with all that hype that we had coming in to lose our first 2 games?
I still had it. I knew we were better than what we were. At the time, we just didn't have all the pieces together at the time. Offensive line is what really, hurt us per se. We had it skill position, but I think we should have worked more with our offensive line as well, because all summer for the past 2 summers we went out to pass camps, nothing but skill players, and we didn't focus at all on our line, and I think that's what started us off in the wrong direction. So we come in as skill players, we're already here, and the offensive line is down here. So as time went on, we all got on the same page. So as far as that hype never left me.
Gotcha. So after losing 2 games, we beat Lew Wallace, we beat Bishop Knoll. Now we're going into a tough environment at Ben Davis, a game that we want. But now we're going into the game where one of our key players are out.
2 of them.
2 of them. Mike McGee.
Somebody else was suspended that name too. I forgot who it was. But we had 2 of them out.
Yeah, we had 2 players out.
Yeah.
Now we're going into Ben Davis. Tough environment. And this is the first time that Central ever been close to Ben Davis. We actually lost the game 20-14.
Yeah.
Which I don't believe in moral victories, but we left that thinking in our minds. If we had Mike McGee, what would have happened? Happened? How you feel about that?
Ben Davis, great game, flat out. To be playing the team for 3 years, and they come in. I mean, they came in with RVs, campers, satellites, stuff we never seen. They got a team that's setting this stuff up. And they come in, they beat us 50-something to zip one year. Next year, 44. Next year, something else to zip. And then it's our turn, and we get out there, we go to their house. And it's not a cakewalk like they've been having the past years. So for us to be right there without a key ingredient in that offense, I mean, Mike McGee spotting that offense is just so detrimental, so without him, it's hard to really run that offense. Willie Lewis stepped in and did a great job, but Mike McGee he's a much physical player than Willie was, and plus he was a taller target for Marcus to see. So Willie running out there and running a route, it may be tougher for Marcus to see because Willie was about 5'10".
Probably 5'2".
Dang, I gave him too much. I'm sorry, Will. You didn't have to say 5'2", but Will was a small guy.
Yeah.
And Hitler was 6'4". So, who would you rather see? Yeah. 6'4" or the 5'. So, but that was tough loss, but it was a moral victory for us. We didn't walk to the bus with our head down at all, because we knew if we had our pieces, we had their number.
Gotcha. Now we finished the season 5-4. Now we know we going to the playoffs. We carry Roosevelt. Now we got a game against Valparaiso at home. We were real confident. I remember in the paper, I did an article about our attitudes about if we a team full of athletes, but once something happened to us, we down and out. It could be a fumble, it could be whatever. How did you feel about them comments?
Comments really didn't shake me at all. It was more so. I took it more so as to form together and get a stronger bond for each other and to uplift each other. So hey, if this happened, go over to that guy and say, hey man, keep your head up, get it back next play. That's how I took it. I was never a negative person. You might fumble the ball. I always joke with you, but I never said blase blah. No, I never was that type of person. And the way I took that comment was to continue to uplift each other.
Gotcha. Now the game against Valparaiso was probably everybody played their best game. Even people that had some difficult times in that game. As we watched the film, I mean everybody wanted to win that game. We got an 18-point lead in the fourth quarter. Can you explain what happened?
Ooh. Flat out, just the guy that wanted to play. And that's what I honestly think. He just didn't want it. And before the game, he told us he didn't want to play. As an adult, he told me he was sorry because he didn't want to play. So it was a big part of his fault, but it was also ours, because if we could have kept the ball rolling, we wouldn't have put that guy in that position. If we would have just held on to the ball, but it just didn't happen that way.
Losing the way that we lost, all the expectations, seeing that clock go down to 0, and you knew that this would be your last game with me, everybody. What feeling did you have going to the locker room for the last time?
It didn't hit really until I got into the locker room, and I knew that this is it. This is over with. We had a strong bond. We came up together since freshmen. The majority of us stayed with it, and we were more like brothers than just football players, because where everybody was at my house. You slept at my house, you ate at my house, we did whatever at my house, so it was like the bond was about to break, and now we got to go and do our other things, and I'm like, man, this is really over. It's a terrible feeling.